All right, we are back, and this is going to be part 2. So now we're going to step it up a little bit, and we're going to solve some more complicated or leveled up equations. These are two-step equations, and remember, when we're solving equations, the goal is balance. The goal is to keep our equations balanced. All right, so here we go. We're just going to continue right with what we started in the last class. I'm going to replicate my scale. So I know that we have an R. I'm just going to draw a circle and an R, and I have a 4. And on this side, I have 14. Okay, remember what I said in the last video? The first thing you want to do is write an equation. So let's look at what we have, okay? We know we have an R plus an R plus a 4. And that equals 14. That's the easy side. We don't have to worry about that side because it's just a 14. And remember, what we talked about in the last lesson, the other way to represent this is 2 R's. I have 2 R's. Okay, so another way to represent this, instead of saying R plus R, we could say 2 R's. So my equation is 2R plus 4 equals 14. All right, so just like we did in the last video, we have to keep our scale balanced. We have to balance it out. So I'm going to take 4 off my scale. I can take 4 off my scale because I'm trying to figure out what these R's are. So if I take my 4 off the scale, I'm also going to take my 4 off the other side. Remember the balance, we're trying to keep that equality property. What we do to one side, we have to the other. So if I subtract 4 from both sides, I'm keeping my scale balanced. I take 4 off, take 4 off. Here's my equal sign, that's my balance. Okay, here we go. Gone. 0 pair. I like to box that and just say 0 just to remind me. Gone. And then 14 minus 4 leaves me with 10. Now, I still have a little bit of work to do because I've taken away 4. I have 10 left, but I have 2. 2 somethings have to equal 10. Well, just like in the last video, if we cut this in half and we divide it in half because we have 2, divide both sides by 2, and my answer is 5. We think R is equal to 5. Now we can test it, okay? Like I said, we just kind of evaluate it. We took 4 off of both sides. I'm going to draw a quick little sketch of what it would look like once we subtract it. We have R, and we have 10. So this is the new balance. And if it helps you to kind of redraw the balance after you take off the 4, that's fine. This is just another way to modify, another strategy that can maybe help you if this is too confusing. So we know we have 10, we know we have 2 R's, and again, we're just cutting it in half. Look, cut it in half. See that? Half of 10, half of the R's. If we divide the 2 R's, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So it gives me my 1 R. This is 1 R. 1 R left. That's what I have. You don't have to say 1 R, but that's what that is. 1 R is equal to what? 5. Okay, let's test it out. Go back up to the original equation. 5 plus 5 plus 4. Is that equal to 14? Well, 5 plus 5 is 10, and 10 plus 4 is 14. Or we could say 2 times 5 is 10. And 10 plus 4 is 14. So it checks. All right, let's plug it into Desmos. And 5. Balanced. Submit. And let's take a look. What is our equation? All right, so we know we wrote it down. So we know we have R plus R, but that's not a choice. I mean, it could be a choice. I see 2 plus R plus 4, but that's not what I have. I have R plus R. Well, remember, R plus R is the same as 2 R's. How many R's do I have? 2. 2 R's plus 4. There it is. And then the 14 part is easy because that's all we have on the other side is 14. All right, we're going to do one more. One last one. Let's check this one out. All right, here we go. Last one. Let me sketch my balance. I always like to do that. And again, even though we have Desmos, if you're working at home and you need to draw this out on paper, it is perfectly fine to do that. All right, I got a big old 21 over here. I'm just going to draw a bigger one because that circle's a little too small for me. And then I'm not doing triangles. I'm just going to do a Z. I'm going to put a line through it so we know that's not a 2. Z. And then a 3. All right, so this is what I'm working with here. Got my scale. Let's write our equation first. This is easy, 21, and that's equal to a Z plus a Z plus a 3. Or I could say 2 Z's plus 3. See how that's a little confusing? Got to be careful with the Z's as the variable. Got to really be careful because sometimes people write them, they look like 2's. All right, I'm going to rewrite it over here so I have some workspace. 2 Z's plus 3 equals 21. Now notice I flipped them, and that's okay. You can use that commutative property to split, switch them, the equal sign. It doesn't matter. You can I'm going to rewrite it the other way just so you can see. It works both ways, okay? All right, here we go. So, no variable. There's no variable over here. We got to figure out the z's, right? So I obviously want to take that 3 off so I can figure out what the z's weigh. All right, so I'm going to take 3 away. Take that 3 away. So 3 minus 3, positive 3, negative 3, if you want to look at it that way. 0 pair. Gone. They're out, and that leaves me with my 2 z's. That's what I want, my 2 z's. And then on the other side, I'm not finished because if I take 3 away from this side, I have to take 3 away from that other side. Otherwise, my balance scale is going to be like tilted. Okay, it's not going to be even. It's going to be like that. Okay, so now I need to figure out 21 minus 3, and I believe that is 18. Now, if it helps you, you can redraw it, but this would be 18. Okay? And again, it really does only take a second. If you really need to see it, instead of 21, now I have 18, and instead of z plus 3, I just have z and z. Now it becomes a lot easier, okay? 2 what's make an 18. All right, so I know I have 18 is equal to 2 what's. 2 what's, okay? Well, what we're doing is just splitting it in half, right? We're just going to take our little number here and just go shoop, cut it in half. Cut it in half, divide both sides by 2, divide both sides by 2, and what do we got? 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. That's 1z. That's what we want, just 1z. You don't have to put a number because it's the only one there. See, look, that's the only one there, z, and 9. So we think that 9 is z. Let's go in and plug it in real quick. All right, go back up to the top. You can use 2 times 9 plus 3, 18 plus 3, or you can do 9 plus 9 plus 3. Either way, it balances out. 2 times 9 is 18, and 18 plus 3 is 21. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Z is 9, balanced. And next is I'm looking for my equation. 2z's plus 3 is 21. Oh, and they start with the 21, right? Because that's what the picture shows. So let's start with 21 equals 2z plus 3.